The stagnation of Jamaica's tourism industry is laid bare when compared to Haiti's tourism industry. This civil war-torn, failed state managed to double its tourism industry in the last 8 years, while Jamaica's tourism industry has remained stagnant over the same period. The Jamaican Tourism Minister keeps finding excuses for why the Jamaican tourism industry is not growing. He will put the blame on things like a shortage of airplanes worldwide, the COVID-19 pandemic, a storm in the Caribbean, or instability in the USA. All of these excuses have the same impact on all Caribbean countries, hence it's a lame duck excuse. COVID-19 did not just affect Jamaica, it affected the whole world. Instability in the USA does not affect Jamaica alone. It affects the entire Caribbean, and to some extent, the whole world. Likewise, the hurricane in the Caribbean in July 2024 affected many Caribbean countries, not just Jamaica. However, that hurricane did not stop other Caribbean countries from growing. Other Caribbean countries have doubled their tourism visitor numbers over the past 8 years. Countries like the Bahamas, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti have all doubled their visitor numbers during the last 8 years, while most other Caribbean countries have increased their visitor numbers by 50 to 70% in the last 8 years. There is no excuse for Jamaica to have slightly less visitors in 2024 than they have in 2017. It is either the tourism minister is incompetent or there are corruptions taking place in the Jamaican tourism industry, because the hoteliers are making huge profits from the shortages of hotel rooms in Jamaica. The same hoteliers manage to pay 3 times more wages to other Caribbean countries' hotel workers than they pay Jamaican hoteliers. Jamaica is the poorest country in the Caribbean, apart from Haiti. Yet Jamaica is one of the most expensive countries to visit in the Caribbean. The Jamaican hoteliers, in collaboration with the Jamaican Tourism Ministry, seem to be making huge profits. Some Jamaican ministers over the years are known to get involved in corrupt practices, even when the ministers know that what they are doing is bad for the country in a whole. Had Jamaica doubled its tourism industry in the last 8 years, like some other Caribbean countries had done, this would have employed another 300,000 Jamaicans in the tourism industry. Hence, while the politicians are focused on enriching themselves with incomes that they cannot give account for, 300,000 families are struggling to put food on the table for their children. This is what the Bible means when it states that the love for money is the root for all evils. Because while the Jamaican politicians are busy getting rich, there are 300,000 poor families in Jamaica who could be looking towards buying a house, etc. Diasporas like myself know what it is to buy a house on low income. When an unskilled person knows that they can get a job within a few days of applying for a job, that is all that they need to start thinking big. This was the reason why we have the Windrush generation that migrated to the UK in the 1950s. They could get a job the same day that they arrived in the UK. Not only that, but I'm told by the Windrush generation that they could leave one job and walk into another job on the same day. Because if you have a friend who worked in a factory, you could ask your friend to speak to his manager and they would take you on, just by that recommendation. I've seen some of the same very things happening in the UK even today in regard to employment. This is what is needed in the tourism industry in Jamaica, not just in Montego Bay, but this is needed in every single parish in Jamaica. There are no other industries that can provide this type of employment in Jamaica, like the tourism industry can. However, the politicians need to start focusing on the people instead of focusing on starting another personal business venture. Some young couples will be able to do an extra 2 or 3 shifts in the hotels, in addition to their normal work. Even farmers and their partners need extra work sometimes. Many farmers in Jamaica leave to work in North America for 4 to 6 months each year. They could be working in the hotel industry in Jamaica instead of migrating to the USA for a few months each year to work. The tourism industry is what it would take to get many people into farming and to keep them into farming. For example, a young family in St. Elizabeth would need that stable income in the tourism industry to build up their farms over a 3 to 6 years period. Let's take, for example, someone doing poultry farming could start with 50 chickens, then slowly build up the farm to several thousand chickens over a 3 years period, but they could not live off the farm for that 3 years. They would need to reinvest almost every penny back into the farm, etc. I know the above because I did it before I migrated from Jamaica. Then even after a young family build up their farm to a certain level, they would still need the next 10 years to focus on getting and paying for their house, etc. Hence, it's not the situation where St. Elizabeth should just focus on farming alone. People need jobs and second jobs so that they can think about buying a house and have confidence that if things gets difficult, they can always run to the tourism industry for a job in a hotel, etc. I know that the comparison between Jamaica and Haiti is a mixed bag, since Jamaica has more visitors than Haiti. However, the doubling of Haiti's tourism industry over the past 8 years mirrors that of the Bahamas and the Dominican Republic over the past 8 years, as all 3 countries have doubled their visitor numbers over the past 8 years. Jamaica, on the other hand, remained stagnant over the past 8 years, with fewer visitors in 2024 than we had in 2017. Thank you for watching another episode of my new series titled UK Pound 50 Billion Repatriation Funds to be invested in Jamaica, UK Pound 10 billion loans for infrastructure programs, and UK Pound 40 billion foreign direct investments to build 200 mega hotels of 1,000 rooms each in Jamaica. Some key features of the UK 50 billion repatriation funding program are: A. 200 hotels to be built across Jamaica over the next 10 years, from 2025 to 2034, especially near areas with high unemployment rates, earning an extra $10 billion each year for Jamaica. B. Providing 300,000 permanent full-time jobs for low-skilled citizens in rural parishes across Jamaica. C. 300,000 affordable housing units to be built over the next 10 years, from 2025 to 2034. 30,000 to be built each year. D. Franchises for the first 100 large all-inclusive hotels will be given to FDI, or foreign direct investment, over the next 1 to 5 years, from 2025 to 2029. E. Each hotel costing approximately 200 million UK pounds to build, totaling 40 billion UK pounds, all paid for by the FDI's repatriation money coming back to Jamaica. F. A national living wage to be established in Jamaica, raising the current minimum wage by 15% each year, reaching 30,000 Jamaican dollars per week by 2030, payable to all hotel workers. G. Jamaica's agriculture needs to start growing by 20% every year for the next 10 years and beyond. This is to create stability in the country as the tourism industry starts growing by 20% every year for the next 10 years. Please click on the subscribe button. Share this video in your WhatsApp groups and send it to all your friends, as we try to demonstrate how the tourism industry can transform lives in Jamaica. Remember to let us know what you think about this video by leaving your comments below. Please keep your comments respectful. God bless you, God bless the Jamaican Parliament, and God bless Jamaica. Until my next video, peace. This is part 14 of my current series. Look out for part 15.